every episode they say like fucked up shit, and then he goes, "Yeah, cut that." And I get it from Dennis. I stole that from Dennis on the Always Sunny podcast.
Well, that's a good segue to welcoming you guys back to our Friday episode of DVD Extras. Again, my name is Chris. As always, sometimes 60% of the time, it's Jory. Hey, thanks, guys. If you haven't checked out Wednesday's episode, definitely check it out, because we're going to be touching on some subjects.
We're going to be touching
some subjects.
Oh. No.
So, yeah, we're the subjects. Like,
yeah.
Subject 1, Subject 2. We're going to be touching the subjects.
We're touching.
But anyway, we're touching on some subjects that we were talking about in the podcast. So definitely make sure to check out Wednesday's episode so you get a little bit more context on what we're doing. So anyway, welcome back. But now we're just going to jump right into it, because we were already just kind of giving a little secret sauce on that end there. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen Jory on before, most of the time when Jory goes, cut that, it gets cut. But sometimes we say it in for funs, and it doesn't get cut.
Yeah. Well, and that's the best part, is when you say that and it doesn't get cut. And that's the part about that Always Sunny podcast where it's like they say, cut that, and then it never gets cut.
Yeah.
They always leave it. And that's just a way of saying, hey, what I said was a little bit fucked up.
Yeah.
And I, you know, it's nice to acknowledge you're fucked up. What you say, something that you said is fucked up. It's nice to acknowledge it.
Yeah, but our joke comes from a little deeper meaning, because we talk some shit.
Skin off the head of your penis. It's called the circumcision.
Yeah. Oh. So some content should have been circumcised, but accidentally got published.
Yeah.
So then the joke, you guys didn't see it because it was corrected very quickly. Very quickly.
What?
Yeah. But yeah, some content was published where we probably shouldn't have been talking shit about some people.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, anytime that Jory says something moderately fucked up, or anybody in that matter says something moderately fucked up, Jory's like, hey, let's not, let's cut that. So yeah, it's a joke, but also like it's mostly for real.
Mostly for real.
Yeah, mostly for real.
Yeah. You know, what can you do? Well, and normally I'll scream. So, like, Chris does all the editing. So, normally I'll be like, cut that, Chris, right now!
Yeah, because I can see it on the timeline, and as it peaking, I'm like, ooh, what's this?
So, honestly, if you guys ever see that, if you guys ever see me screaming that, or if you ever hear me screaming that,
you saw something.
Comment and say, hey, Chris, I think maybe you should have actually cut that instead of, you know, we do the jokey cut that. But if you ever hear me or see anyone screaming cut that, it should probably have been cut.
Yeah. And I mean, like,
you probably should not have heard it.
To be fair, after editing probably 100 episodes, like, you get into a groove of some shit.
Oh, yeah.
And other days you are hungover doing it. So
cheers to that.
It's like any job.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Drinking some nice whiskey today.
That's hot. Still love it.
Tasty.
Yeah. We also talked about that earlier.
Sweet, smooth.
It's like the shock to your body when you take a shot.
Yeah.
Because we took a shot of really good tequila earlier.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, ooh, that's so good. And Jory's like, yeah, that's fucking fantastic.
Well, it was like my face. I just was like...
and I don't know. And it got us talking. It got us talking.
So
it's funny when you take a drink of good whiskey or good alcohol, but it's still like really hot and you're not expecting it. Yeah. You're still like, fuck yeah, that's delicious.
The science behind that. So,
I feel
like
here we go, Mr. Distiller.
Maybe talked about that on the podcast, but the science behind
here comes the actually guy.
No, but like when you do drink something at this high proof, so your mouth is used to 0 proof. If you think about it, you're drinking.
We were supposed to drink water.
Non-alcoholic things. Your mouth is used to not.
Because alcohol's poison.
Correct. It is poison. Yeah, I make poison for a living. But
That's such a fucked up, like,
isn't it?
If you
literally make
distill like the answer down to what you do, it's literally
I make poison for a living.
Yeah,
but
it's great.
It's poison that people like.
Are you a witch?
I believe they call me a warlock. Anywho,
got him.
No, so it's like your mouth's going into shock, so it's gonna hurt you in a way. It's gonna really shock your system and shock your taste buds. But if you're used to something like that, you can still pick out kind of the nice flavors. But that's why whenever you're sipping a good whiskey, you never shoot it, or a good tequila, you never shoot it. You take one sip, you let that hurt, and then you sip the rest or shoot the rest or whatever you're going to do. So,
yeah,
that's what it is. It's shock.
Yeah.
Your mouth and taste buds are going into shock.
Because, again, it's literally poison. But that's okay.
It is poison. And the fact that it's poison does not help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think
good for us.
Yeah. But aren't we supposed to touch on some topics there for DVD extras? You want to bring us on into that? Oh, yeah, on the subject. Yeah, let's touch on some subject. Yeah, let's touch on some stuff. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, of course, guys. We've got a couple that we already wrote down prior to this.
See, we take notes to talk on this episode.
God, we have to
tie it into Wednesday's episode, so where it's not so random.
This was one of my ones that I really wanted to continue on because we talked about concert etiquette in the Wednesday episode. And for me, one thing we did not talk about was... I wrote pit etiquette, but it's not even pit etiquette in the sense of like mosh pitting. It's like, okay, I'm in the standing room space only. Mm-hmm. And the
SRO.
Yeah, and the etiquette in that space is like, it's totally chill if you bump into me as long as you're dancing and having a good time.
Yeah.
If you bump into me just to create more space because you're kind of an asshole, that pisses me off. But if you bump into me because you're like doing your thing and dancing and like having a good time, like that's what that space is for. Like, have fun, do whatever. I appreciate it. Like, oh shit, I'm sorry. But if you don't, I'm fine with that too. Because I get like sometimes you're in the moment and you're moving and like maybe this is one of your favorite artists or whatever's happening. And you just like don't think about you don't think about what's happening.
That's a good point.
Or like,
point.
Yeah, and I'm fine if people step on my feet. I'm fine. Like I'm totally fine with all that shit. But
that's why I never wear nice shoes to a concert.
Oh, you can't,
like people
dude. Yeah,
like. Well, I guess I'm going in standing room only. Number one, if I'm in standing room only, I can't see anything, so I'm fucking bobbing and weaving the entire time.
Chris and I look the same height right now because I'm slouching a lot, and Chris's chair is a little more elevated, but Chris is short.
Yeah, it's just...
In case you didn't know.
It's called camera magic.
Trickery. Full trickery.
Yeah, full trickery.
Hold on. Let me put my chair where Chris's chair's at. This is roughly... And honestly, I'm probably a little more taller, but... This is probably pretty accurate.
If you guys are are you listening to this episode and not actually watching it, Jory is approximately half an inch taller than me.
I am approximately
3.5 feet.
10 inches taller than Chris.
Yeah. No, like dead ass, like the chair I'm sitting on right now, I like my feet are straight up dangling.
Chris's feet are dangling. When I lifted my chair, my feet were so flat on the ground, and my knees were even like bent back a little bit. So, yeah.
It's just so we can fit on camera. It's fine.
Yeah, it
has to work like this.
Yeah, we have to do it like this. But Chris is a fairly short individual.
5'3" 3/4.
Short king, dude.
Yeah, I
short
own
king
it.
Anthem. Good for him.
Yeah.
Hey.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about concert etiquette.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I'm cool with that too, but like...
Yeah. I'm curious about moshing though, so sorry, finish your topic.
But this isn't even like, what I was going to say, it has nothing really to do with concert etiquette, it's just how bad luck I have. So if I'm in the standing room only area or in any area where we're standing to watch a concert, I find a good spot, I'm planted, I can see, and then all of a sudden...
People move in front of you.
But not even that, it's even worse. Directly in front of me, literally every single time becomes this is where we walk path. Oh, I don't know how. I don't know how the fuck people just migrate and be like, oh, we're walking here.
You're like,
I'm
respectful.
Like, oh, neat.
And honestly, I think that's like it always seems like it's you, But I think a lot of people feel that way. Because, like, I feel like, and when I go to concerts, too, it's like, this is where we walk path. And, again, I've always equated it to the fact that, like, I am very conscientious of that. And I want people to be able to get through. And I want...
Goes back to what we were talking about with the whole
to find their friends.
Fucking people sliding knees instead of standing up thing, and we're just like, oh yeah, move along.
Yeah, and like I try to be very nice and conscientious at concerts to the people that are also nice and conscientious. Where it's like sometimes you get assholes, and I've had to deal with my fair share of assholes and break up my fair share of fights at concerts. And one time, this is kind of a funny story. One time, I was at a concert with one of my buddies, and he was pretty hammered, and he was trying to find his way back to us, and we were kind of near the front, and excuse me, I G-burped. That's what we should call burp. That's what we should just call burping from now on, is G-burp.
Yeah, just call it a G. Sorry, I G'd a little bit. Anyways, one time at a concert, and at this point in my life, I was probably the fittest I had ever been. Mm-hmm. So, like, I was very strong, pretty built. And this really, really just hammered redneck guy was being an absolute asshole to my friend, who was just trying to get up to us. And he was like, hey, my friends are right there. And, you know, but also my friend was really drunk and not much of a fighter, respectfully. Yeah. Great guy, really nice guy. Could probably fight if he had to, but not much of a fighter. And I don't like to fight either, but also I feel like I could hold my own, you know, respectfully. Weirdly enough, nobody wants to fight me.
Yeah, dude.
They're just like, oh, nah, I'm good. Thanks. We're good.
Good. You kind of gross me out because you're so short.
I don't fucking touch that. I don't want to get short disease.
I don't want to fucking get my dick punched off.
I'm a straight biter.
Oh, I don't want to get my dick bit off. No, I literally, so like I was also respectfully a little bit fucking drunk, but trying to have a good time. And my buddy from, again, like he had moved back about 10 rows of people, but was still interacting with this guy. And this guy had crazy eyes, like drunk crazy eyes.
Oh, redneck. Where like he's like looking at you, but one eye's over here.
Yeah. Drunk redneck crazy eyes.
Where he's like here, but he's like...
His buddies were trying to keep a hold of him. His buddies were like, fucking Tyler, quit! Like, they were doing a whole thing.
Tyler, stop it!
Yeah, and I was like, okay, they're trying to talk to him, but also he's without their range. So I walked up, and I started yelling his name. Just coming up onto him. He was trying to go after my friend. And then I got up to him, and then he was kind of like shook that somebody else knew his name. And I grabbed him by his fucking face like this.
Like little...
Yeah, I squeaked him just like this. Look at the camera. I squeaked him just like that. I grabbed him by his fucking face.
Like, Tyler, stop it.
And I looked at him, and I said, chill the fuck out. And then he shook his hand. And then I let go, and then I grabbed his hand, and I was like, hey, Tyler, fucking chill the fuck out, man. Like, what the fuck's up? We're trying to watch this awesome concert, like, whatever. And then he said something else, and I couldn't even guess what he said, but I was like, hey, and
he's
also...
like, fucking... Yeah, man.
Just like that. Yeah. And I was like, and that's also my fucking friend, so if you talk shit to him, you're talking shit to me, and I will literally fucking wreck you. And then he stopped. And I had a lot.
And then he stopped, and everybody's like,
no. And then this was the best part. Once I grabbed his face, all of his friends left. Because they were like, Tyler's about to get fucking destroyed. There's no chance Tyler survives tonight. And like, I don't know, I felt like again, I was in such like an adrenaline rush of like, this is my friend, someone's trying to fight him, I don't appreciate that. I'm also a little bit drunk. I'm not a fighter. Well, I don't like to fight. I'm a lover. I'm not about that. But if I have to, I've never been afraid to tell somebody to fuck off.
Yeah. So, and like, that's probably my biggest problem. And this kind of goes into a similar story that just happened to me because the Eagles, yeah, here it is. Yeah. So like I said, I went to the Eagles concert and I was with... There you go, the Eagles. I don't know if they can see that. I'll zoom in, and it'll be super pixelated. No one can read it.
Yeah, perfect. I have an Eagles tattoo.
But
the band.
But yeah, I was with one of my cousins, and this cousin, like, he's not tall, but he's like maybe 5'9", 5'10". He's probably going to hate me if he's 6 feet.
Sure.
But he's not that tall. Sure. But he's fucking
tall
like...
enough.
He's fucking like built.
Big boy.
Yeah, he's pretty solid, you know. Shout out Big Mike.
Shout out Big Mike.
So we were walking.
Hey, if you don't have a Big Mike in your life, then find one.
Exactly. But we were walking after the concert, just kind of talking like, dude, that was fucking sick. Oh my God. Like when they did the thing, this fucking blah, blah, blah. And then this drunk ass bitch had a cigarette in her mouth. Like her. She was like, oh, fucking yeah. And he turned around to talk to us and went... and just straight up dropped it on the ground. And then she's like fucking spread full eagle trying to figure out where the fuck it went.
The Eagles spread full the Eagles.
Yeah, and then we're like fucking running into her because she just dropped it right in front of us and just stopped.
Yeah.
And we're drunk and, you know, we have a lot of mass in our body. You know how trains take a little minute to stop. That's where we're at.
Dude. You can't just stop on a fucking dime.
Yeah,
dude.
so like we're just like, oh, fuck. And then we were helping her pick it up. And then she picked it up, put it in her mouth like, yeah, hey, thanks. And then we're like, well, my cousin's like, hey, can I get a drag? She's like, no. And then she went like this. And then all of a sudden, you hear literally from a distance, like chirping this way, oh, fuck, get your brother-in-law. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? And we look around. And apparently the chick that dropped her cigarette was married to some drunk-ass fucking redneck.
Classic, dude. The rednecks always want to fight.
And then, like...
And I love rednecks, but sometimes they want to fight too much.
Dude, they fucking want to fight all the time.
And
Yeah, and then she dropped her cigarette, and then all of a sudden, like, she ran to her husband. It's like, no, that's fucking blah, blah, blah. And then we're just walking. We're oblivious and drunk. And then all of a sudden, this chick who dropped her cigarette literally comes back and runs in front of us and starts, like, pushing us to the side. Like, yo, get the fuck away from us. And we're like, what?
I'm not gonna buy you, bitch.
And then we're like looking around because like we're facing each other like this, looking at each other, and then we like look around, and I literally turn around. There's a fucking 6'8" corn-fed motherfucker, string bean looking ass guy. So it's not really that big of a deal.
Sure.
And he's just giving us the crazy eyes, and
I'll give you that crazy fist.
And we're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Dude.
And we're sitting here, and they're like, hey, you need to walk away. And then and then I was just like, yeah, we're not the ones talking shit. And I went like this. And like, oh, we know. Keep going. And I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't be involved. I don't know why the fuck I'm involved.
Yeah. No, here's the thing. And honestly, this is the crazy part about like...
and my cousin might have a completely different recollection of that story.
Sure.
Recollection of that story.
Like, redneck boys can take a fucking hit. That's the thing. Like, they got strong jaws. Like, I feel like growing up, it was like where I grew up in North Dakota.
Dude, strong jaws, weak knees, though. Exactly. That's what I learned in my life. Strong jaws, weak knees.
And that's literally the story I'm about to tell, where it's like growing up, it was like I had... I don't know. I've never been like, I don't ever want to say I've been bullied or anything, because I feel like I haven't, and I've always had a strong group of friends and people who would always like throw down for me. Like I've never been worried about that. But it was like a certain point in a couple of classes, especially in like middle school, where it was like I wasn't the biggest kid, but also I'm a sturdy build, even though like it's always been like my upper body's been real slender, but I've got a real sturdy trunk.
Oh yeah,
set up.
Jory is cake.
And I've never always had the cake, but I've always had the thighs. So like I've always had this. I've always weighed more than I look.
Oh yeah.
So same. Like I had this one kid who was always like trying to fuck with me in gym class, and he was this redneck kid. And honestly, I'm super cool with him now. Like he's a cool dude, and good for him, and he's doing all his shit and whatever.
I still say fuck you. So
but it took me a second to get that from him, where it was like. We were literally in the gym class, and he was trying to be like a fuck for so long because he was taller, and you know, and also probably insecure about his body because he was kind of a pudgy.
He grew faster than he could do stuff.
You know, whatever. Anyway, literally, we were. I think we were playing handball. It's such a funny story, and it's so funny that I remember it because I didn't feel
playing
like
hand jobs.
Handball.
Oh my bad. My bad.
I didn't feel like it was like an important thing in my life, but it also was like a fuck you kind of bit, and I think that's what I remembered about it.
That inspires me for a new topic.
Yeah, write a topic. So this kid, him and I, And I was always fairly athletic. I've always been a fast person. I've always been, quick. So we both jump up for the same handball to catch it, and we're on opposite teams. And I absolutely shouldered him in the air and dropped him, and he fell over and landed on his tailbone and had to sit out for a couple of plays like a pussy. Yeah. He had to sit out for a couple of plays like a
hey man, the coccyx ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah. So I fucked him up a little bit, and then literally after that, me and him have been cool for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Me and him have been fucking chill. And he literally the next class, he was like, "Oh fuck,
what's up, Doc?
You're cool, dude." Yeah, you're fucking cool. And dude, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm fairly strong. Fuck off.
Dude, the weirdest thing is when this is really, really awkward to say because I've actually never talked about this. But
well, and I've never talked about that before. I've told maybe 3 people that story.
Wow.
And now I'm telling it on fucking
I've told probably nobody the story.
Yeah.
But I used to get bullied really badly in band. Yeah. But don't get me wrong. It only lasted 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh yeah, when you were hey band guy, how about I shove this flute up your pussy?
Well, okay,
American Pie. That's American Pie.
Yeah, it's American Pie reference. But yeah, so
and his pussy could be anything. His pee hole, his butthole, his pussy, mouth, whatever you want to say.
But yeah, so when I was a freshman, I came in, I was thinking I'm hot shit because it's what all freshmen do. Oh, and then, I was in those PE classes with all the upperclassmen.
Oh, yeah.
And then all they told me was hey, man, I respect you because you try. You're not good. I'm yeah, I know. I don't fucking play basketball. I'm fucking 5'1".
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm athletic in the sense of I can move my body.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, I was good. I was a good athlete.
Quick.
Yeah.
I never been a basketball guy either.
So yeah, and then everyone's yeah, no, you're cool. I respect you. But then I went to band, and they're oh, what the fuck you mean you can't play a G flat major scale?
What do you mean you can't play G flat? You fucking loser?
So I used to get fucking hardcore picked on.
That was insensitive. I'm sorry.
It wasn't. That's Jory's neighbor.
No, I know a lot of band people, and band people are cool as fuck. But
some of them are fucking arrogant assholes.
Some of them are arrogant assholes, but that's in any group.
That's true.
That's the best part. Is you know what I mean? Any. Some people, there's a certain group of people in every group that need to get their shit in check.
Yeah.
So you got to check them.
Yeah.
And I think that's where this gym scenario happened.
Yeah.
For me,
So the gym scenario, all these people were
that's the same
they're
thing,
hey, doing a good job. But then I went to fucking marching band.
Yeah.
And they were trying to
you gotta check them
haze me.
Yeah.
And I'm yo. Fuck off.
Nah.
This is not going to happen.
Nah.
I actually got in trouble.
Because you beat them up?
No, because I made them look like fucking dumbasses. And they're he's not listening to me. I can say that because I was in marching band. Jory can't.
You're right. I was not a marching band, so I can't say that.
I have friends in marching band, so I can talk like this because that's how all of them talk. That might have been a little too hard.
A little too hard.
That's fine. But yeah, okay. The trumpet section leader.
Yeah.
Tried to break me like a fucking horse.
And trumpet's cool. Trumpet and saxophone are fucking
Trumpet is the jock of marching band. It's fucking ridiculous.
Trumpet and saxophone. Those are the fucking saxophone's sexy kid. He's the emo kid.
Yeah, saxophone's the emo kid.
Yeah.
No, it's more
I'm in a band. And the trumpet guy is the jock. That
trumpets are jocks. Trumpets are jocks of the marching band.
Jocks of the brass.
No, just the entire marching band.
Oh shit!
The entire marching band.
What about the guys who got to wear the ones around their body? Who are those?
Oh,
because in my life, the only people who fucking played
the sousaphones.
The only people who played the big ass tuba.
Well, yeah, it's a sousaphone for marching band.
Yeah, well, we call it a tuba because
it's the rednecks. Marching band tuba.
Yeah, marching band tuba. But the only people that played that were fucking O linemen's.
Yeah. No, same. It's the big boys.
It was O linemen's play the fucking marching. But no,
band so tuba. those ones were the what's the mice and men, the George. Yeah. Oh hey George.
And they were the sweetest guys you could ever
meet. Yeah. Fuck, what's the dumb ones?
Yeah.
Is it George? No, George
is the dumb guy.
I thought George was the smart one.
Lenny's the dumb guy.
Lenny's the dumb one.
Lenny. We had the Lennys that played the
so Lenny's were the...
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. You don't watch this, but I know you're still around.
No, Lenny's were the ones that played the fucking marching band.
Lenny played the tuba.
Yeah. And George was the percussion guy.
Yeah, George was definitely percussion guy.
I'm the drummer, just in case I have to fucking...
No, George was the like super math whiz that was like champion chess team that could do the Rubik's Cube in like 5 seconds.
No, because George was cool.
Yeah, that's a cool person of marching band.
No, not chess though, but Rubik's Cube, yeah. So George was the percussion Rubik's Cube guy, not the percussion chess guy, because the percussion chess guy, different vibe.
That's fair.
Yeah, different. If you're into percussion and Rubik's Cube, that's a very different vibe.
That's very true.
That's George.
He's right. Cool
right. Guy, yeah,
but no, like,
that's like I'm into revolvers and chokeholds.
Well, okay, so actually, like now you said that. So the percussion Rubik's Cube guy was the drum line. The percussion chess guy was the pit, where they played the bells and like the big bass drum.
Still in percussion.
Still in percussion.
Very different.
Yeah.
Vibe.
So the drum line were the cool kids that everyone's like,
and they
then
were the
second
cool
command
kids that hung out with the Lennys, who were the ones who were playing the fucking tuba.
Yeah, because they're the quarterbacks.
The weight of their body.
The drum line were the quarterbacks that like had to have like the O line,
not actual quarterbacks.
And then
usually they were at best receivers.
In reference. Well, that's the trumpets.
They were wide receivers.
The trumpets were the receivers or hotshot cornerbacks.
I'm sorry, I'm talking in real life.
We're talking metaphors, bro. Metaphors. Where like fucking clarinets were like that center that was really good that you needed that no one cared about.
Yeah, nobody gave a fuck.
It was like, check out this long snapper. He's amazing.
Like, I don't getting on such a tangent, and I think we're enjoying it. And I hope anyone else can keep up with this. But
I like how we started with concert etiquette and then just evolves.
Every quarterback percussionist, so like your drumline guy, he was always a safety. Because he was kind of like fucked up. Like they were always fucked up in the head, and they were like, "I want to tackle anybody that comes by me," and like that was always the vibe.
I feel like flutes would be the kicker.
And according to actual like football references, like that is actually what
I kind of want to make this a bit now, where we figure out which position each marching band person would be in.
Yeah, we'll build a team. Yeah, let's do that.
But anyway, with that being said...
All right, wait.
Oh, we have one more?
We have one more DVD extra.
Should we save it for next time, or still want to talk about it?
No, let's save it right now, dude.
All right, let's do it. Let's rip it.
DVD extra. So, Chris and I, prior to this podcast, went to one of our favorite...
Sorry, I completely forgot.
One of our favorite watering holes locally, besides 477 Distilling. Mm-hmm. We went to Tight Knit Brewing. Formerly known as Bricks, if you're still in that era.
Yeah. Do you guys know what Bricks means? Do you know what Bricks is?
Yeah, Bricks is the sugar content measurement that you use.
Well,
that's a measurement number.
Yeah, it's a measurement number.
How much bricks do you have in your beer?
It's relevant to a gravity, if that means anything to you. It's the dissolvable sugars in a liquid.
Yep. Gravity.
Sorry, Jory and I are nerds for making shit.
Chris is a brewer. If nobody knew that, so like I'm a distiller.
I don't brew anymore.
Yeah, he says was, but if you were, then you are.
Anymore.
So he knows all the shit. So Chris is a brewer, and I am a distiller. So if you didn't know that, fun facts about us. But the next one was we were at
I might need more Wellers for this
one of our favorite watering holes, and we're gonna pour ourselves a little bit of sweet Weller. So Weller, if you're unfamiliar, is a wheated whiskey, similar to 477 Distilling's bourbon. We are a wheated whiskey based off of a Weller style design, because Weller is one of the most popular whiskeys for in a certain crowd, and in a whiskey forward crowd. So anywho.
Yeah, so what are we talking about, Jory?
Chris and I were sitting at
hanging out, minding our own businesses.
Trying to come up with topics. So, and I think Chris wrote this topic down, the concert topic.
I did.
And we were sitting at this local watering hole, and there was a man.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put this sticker in the fire.
military, and thank you to all our vets out there. We appreciate it. He did confirm it.
Oh, did he? I missed that part.
Yeah, he did, and he said, 4 years ago on my birthday, I was in the desert, whatever.
In the Stan.
Yeah. So, hey, cheers to all our veterans. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your work you have done for us and do for us. And he said, so he was a younger gentleman.
I like how you have a cue card reading on the back of your cup.
I do. And I'm not even reading it. I'm not even reading it because I don't need to read it. He was a younger gentleman talking to an older gentleman.
And what do you say? He's 25?
Oh, no. That guy had to have been my age. He was like
28?
Yeah, he's like 28, 29.
Yeah, okay. I could also see that.
Possibly in his early 30s. But
I could also see that.
Had a very young complexion, if you will.
Yeah.
And he literally so loudly said to this man,
confirmed, not just said it. He confirmed.
Well, this is how it started. He literally screamed to this man, to anybody that could be around. He said, "Do you believe in birds? You believe in birds? Yeah, do you believe in birds?" And he said it 3 times, just like that. And I was like, one time,
but then he was in disbelief. He was in disbelief. That guy shrugged his shoulders. He's like, "Oh, you believe in birds?"
Maybe he believed in birds. Yeah. And then he said, then this man said, he said, "I've seen the drone video from birds."
Yeah.
I've seen all of the drone video from all of the birds, and I know about the birds and the fact that they're drones.
You're getting a little Trumpy on that. He didn't sound like Trump, but that just turned into Trump. Yeah.
But he also I was like, bro, yeah, maybe there is certain drones that look like birds. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I would never disagree.
Crazy. Yeah. That's not even crazy.
Yeah, I would never disagree that there's a drone that looks like a bird.
Some drones that maybe look like birds, but a lot of people kill birds and eat them.
My cat did.
His fucking cat did. So when this man said that all birds are not real, and I was like, do you eat chicken?
I didn't even think about that take, dude. I didn't even think about that take.
Because a chicken's a bird.
You like turkey? You have Thanksgiving?
Have you ever heard of Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
because a turkey's a bird.
Yeah.
You ever eat its throat?
Yeah, like
you
eggs?
ever eat its
fucking any form of egg?
Fucking any part of a turkey?
Yeah.
That's a bird.
That's a fucking bird.
So when he said all birds are fake,
yeah,
I couldn't with that. I respect maybe,
but I
respect maybe there's some bird drones.
Yeah,
I respect that and I love that and I'm with him on that and I appreciate that. But when he was like, "You believe in birds?"
Yeah, like offended, offended. But I appreciate the sole fact.
Ducks?
Yeah, the sole fact.
You're telling me every goose
that we heard the same conversation, and I wrote down in my phone on my notes.
Literally,
birds aren't real.
Chris and I
made eye contact and laughed.
No, Chris and I did not even look at each other. He says we did not. Chris and I both heard this and went like, you know when like you're with someone you know.
Yeah.
And you, instead of looking them right in their eyes, you go. And you look right over their eyes. Because
you don't want to make eye contact.
If you looked into their eyes, you would laugh out loud and ruin whatever's happening.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Happened.
That's exactly what happened.
We both looked at each other, but
they were like...
We looked over each other. And
I think we briefly made eye contact, like here. You went up, I went down because we couldn't sustain it.
I did up, and then I looked down for like a really long time because I thought I was going to throw up. I was trying to hold back a laugh so hard because his thing. I love that. That's one of my favorite. What's the word I'm looking for? Conspiracies. That's one of my favorite conspiracies. Is that pigeons are fake. I love that. That's so fun. And you know what? There is definitely some fake birds out there.
Sorry.
But we
don't usually get this political on podcasts, but if it's hilarious, I'm
too many birds for all of them to be fake.
Yeah, that's wild.
Too many to be all fake.
Dude, I ate a bird today, man.
I ate a bunch of bird today, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking sucked down some bird today.
Phrasing?
Yeah. No, that's the right phrasing.
I mean it. I mean everything that I say. Yeah, but no.
And the confidence, and that's my favorite part. This man came in, and again, he was like, late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Yeah.
And the
in
other
the
man
middle
he
of
was
us.
with,
The
other man he was with was mid 60s.
Yeah, I was gonna say like at least mid 50s.
Is good. Yeah, maybe like early to mid 60s.
Yeah, I didn't really get a good look at this guy, but I've seen him before.
Yeah, and they come into the distillery, and honestly, really nice guys. Honestly, great guys. They're very nice, very respectful.
But the older gentleman didn't seem to give a fuck.
The older gentleman was kind of like. Do you guys hear this?
Yeah, that's Jory rubbing his forehead. If you guys are just listening,
he was kind of like, Jesus Christ, my guy.
Like, let's calm the fuck down.
Yeah, there's a chance that some birds are fake. Yeah, that's real.
But some is like
0.03%. Like a lot of birds are real. You ever seen birds' guts?
Yeah.
All over you ever seen a hawk attack a bird and smear its guts all over the ground?
Have you seen Randy Johnson throw that baseball and explode that bird?
Honestly, that could have been a fake bird because there was no guts.
If you saw the bird afterwards,
and if you've seen the bird afterwards, maybe.
Yeah.
But also, I've seen an eagle come down and pick up another bird, and then. No, not a bird. It picked up a rodent.
And then just fucking...
And then throw it back on the ground and then dive bomb it right in front of my car. Honestly, that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Dude, fucking the way birds hunt is
Eagles
crazy.
Are fucking sick, dude.
Dude, they literally, like you said, like they pick up an animal and they're like, hey...
super high.
And they're like, hey, you're not dead yet. Oh, hey, whatever. Terminal velocity because you're dead and hit the ground. And they're like... And then just go... Vroop.
Yeah, dude. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Bless you.
There is maybe a certain scenario where some birds aren't real.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe in any birds, that's kind of...
Dude, but if you just look at the basis of the drone technology... Where like any drone,
let me counteract
if
that.
If a drone is in with like 30 to 45 feet of you, it sounds like.
Birds kind of sound like that. But let me counteract that real quick because obviously we are, as far as technology goes,
more of a. That's more of an accurate. That's more of an accurate one. That's just a bird.
Yeah,
or a helicopter.
That's different. Anywho. Here's the thing about like that is like we are technologically behind in the real world compared to what our military has. We're going to get political for half a second. Our military knows a lot more about technology than we do. Sorry, hopefully we won't get flagged for this.
But they misappropriate it. That's the problem.
No, they just don't tell us about it. So it's like there is probably very silent drones. There's probably very silent ships. There's probably very silent things that the military is working on.
As someone who knows someone who had like a decently, like
as
top
secret
who knows
clearance, a lot of conspiracy theorists,
we should get him on the podcast. I should make him come on the podcast.
Oh my god,
we should figure out how to zoom him in.
We need to get Chris's brother on the podcast, and we need to have him do with no shirt with all his big muscles.
He's old now; it's not big anymore. It's all saggy.
Yeah, but if
have you seen flexes, like Hulk Hogan after he retired but came back?
He could give us a flex though.
We could try.
I bet he could do the bicep for sure and the forearms. I bet he still has those. Maybe his titties and his abs are a little saggy, but sorry, Chris's brother. I'm just talking about age here. But honestly,
he's almost 50.
I've seen you in person, Chris's brother. I don't remember your name, but
we'll just call him Chris's brother until he confirms or denies his identity.
Fit guy. You're a fit fucking guy.
Yeah.
And I don't think you'd have saggy titties or saggy abs. I think you could have no shirt on and it would be very impressively fit still. So
that's fair. But you have to load him up on bourbon. He'll probably show his titties.
But anywho, I mean, Chris's brother.
Yeah.
Get on. Tell us about your top secret stuff.
Declassified now. Top secret stuff.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
There's a whole catalog.
Declassified shit because we're not going to put you in any rough position. I just want to know.
He
about
retired. He doesn't give a shit anymore.
Well, but I just want to know about his declassified shit. I don't want him to lose his pension or anything. So
that's fair. Anyway, now.
Oh, that would be such a good episode, Chris. God damn, that would be such a good
birds
episode.
being fake. Thank you guys for checking out this week's DVD extras. I hope you guys had a happy Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real. Check us out next Wednesday for another episode of Best of 5.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.